aircraft in the game. So
Yeah, Gulf War. Them came home with giant holes in their wings. Watching a documentary about that.
yeah, and if they'd give us the 64 Apache, we could do that too.
It's too quiet.
It seems that the way that they
We'll get the A model, maybe.
Ramen rifle.
no, dude, I just watched a video on the Apache, and they, oh my god, they just got all tore up. I mean, they went into the worst scenario, and they got shot and shot and shot, and every aircraft made it home, and barely.
No, they didn't.
Yeah,
I know the documentary you're talking about. They didn't make it back. One did not make it back.
Request refueling.
It's on Netflix.
Rifle.
Request rearming.
Yeah, I looked up the mission.
Copy.
One crashed in a swamp, and I remember it very clearly when it actually happened, because they had to task, I think it was F-16s, to hit it with two 2,000-pound laser-guided bombs, because it was mostly intact. It had a hydraulic failure. Well, it got shot, and they took out the hydraulics, and then they had to land. But it was like 99% intact, and probably could have been repaired and been flyable, and they would add an Apache. But,
well, in the video that I watched on Netflix, they showed everybody getting home.
I watched the same video.
Nobody dying. One guy got shot in the neck.
No one died.
He ended up
no one
living,
died.
but it was like
Two
it was a
got captured.
nightmare. It was a horrible
Rearming complete.
mission. And but they were getting shot left and right, and these guys are like flying around. Really? It's a helicopter, and you've got shot by ground fire. You could hear the ground fire hitting the aircraft.
You look at the if you look at the actual report on the battle, they did make that all bar one made it back. One crashed on takeoff. One broke on takeoff, and most of them, I think 3 were completely unserviceable. Like they were right off. They didn't make it back.
They were shot to shit.
They got some really good pictures on the Wikipedia article about it, because like it shows the holes in the blades and well, not holes. It shatters the blade, but
holes. Yeah, like it shattered them. Yeah, and they were flying.
Holes in the cockpit canopy. But you read more about it and what happened, and
JD.
they make it sound like they were shooting up AKs and stuff. They had S60s and all sorts of stuff. It was a trap. It was literally a trap.
Oh yeah, I mean, but that's what amazed me is what the guy said. No, you got to go in, and they're like, okay, but we have no support. We have no comm support.
Yeah, and if you read the article about it,
we have like nothing.
You read the article about it, it says it basically changed all of their doctrine after that.
It changed all their doctrine, because after that they were like, we're not doing this shit again.
I bet you it's still not as fun as being on the ground.
No, it was a nightmare, man. The whole thing was
on the ground would be fun at all.
Fuck.
A lot of nightmare missions.
Winner in on BMP.
Like I talked to Stalker about it, and yeah.
That's chapter taking active 08 westbound.
Where did he go? I haven't seen him in a long time. Is he okay? His health's okay?
He had the flu that everyone seems to be getting, including Obi.
Yeah, that I got.
And
yeah.
it really knocked him around because of all these health issues.
Yeah.
And
Stevie on
he came back,
to
but
09.
he bought some more RAM for his PC, so 32 gig kit for it, and against even his own instinct, he ordered it through some online thing, and he went down to Best Buy. That's right, he was going to order it online from the guys that make the RAM. Went down to Best Buy, and they convinced him that he couldn't possibly have SODIMM RAM in his PC. He must have the full-size SD RAM. even though we discussed it, and I told him it's laptop RAM, it's laptop RAM, it's laptop RAM. And they're like, no, it's laptop RAM. You don't have a laptop. It's not. It cannot possibly be laptop RAM. He has a small form factor Asus.
Oh my God, he has a micro in his.
Well,
in his
it's small
PC.
form factor. Yeah. It's a Asus gaming small form factor PC. He has a 1080 in it and stuff. But, it only takes sodium RAM and stuff. So I told him what to get, and I found him the highest speed stuff, lowest latency that we could find that it could take, and the maximum it could take is 32 gig. And yeah, instead of ordering it online, he saw it at Best Buy and in Tennessee somewhere and ordered it. Oh no, he went and saw it. That's right. And they convinced him that he didn't have laptop RAM. He had normal RAM. He got it home and pulled the machine apart, and it was fucked. It wouldn't fit, of course, because it wasn't laptop RAM. So he's like, take it back. So he took it back, and of course they didn't have any, you know. And I think they'd only give him store credit or whatever. So they had to wait. He has to wait for it to come in.
He's got to wait.
And
yeah.
And then he said it's been sitting in Memphis for like 3 days. You know, he's pissed.
I was wondering where he's been.
So he's been on his phone and that a couple of times, but obviously, yeah, a lot harder. And he's so keen to get his RAM so he can get it all going again and have good.
That's okay. When the Kiowa comes out, he'll be ready to
The Kiowa, you mean?
go. Yeah. Whatever.
I love you, JD, but I can't let you fuck up that name.
Call
I'm
it all
sorry.
you want.
You say aluminum, I say
Aerospace
aluminum.
engineering, okay?
Quinoa warrior.
I've always called it Kiowa because that's what I called it back in the 1980s when I knew it was there and we were using it.
Ask a native American. It's probably the best way.
Yeah, they call it the Iroquois or some shit.
That's the fucking Huey, man. The Iroquois.
Yeah, I know.
The Sioux, the Iroquois,
The official name is the Iroquois, right?
Iroquois.
Yeah. So it's like when they came up with the name, is it Eric?
They had a policy.
Then I had to listen to Rage tell me that these people haven't been
American
around
Indians, right?
as long as anybody else. And I said, well, just wait for a while. Let's wait for the archaeology to come about and tell us that the South Americans and the Americans have been here longer than you thought they have. And then we'll argue about when they came into play. Because I know they've been here longer than everybody says they have. Sure as shit.
They've been there longer than everyone else. So where's the
The
argument?
Mayans and the Aztecs were here for a really long time. Just
Well,
They didn't like the Spanish immigrants, though.
No,
They didn't get on.
They didn't get on.
Sometimes unfettered immigration doesn't work for you.
Yeah, they were sitting around in the Mayan time saying, "Build that wall, build," and nobody fucking listened to it. And you know, it's all history from there.
Yeah, the Mexicans were the fall.
oh wow, I'd say I lost a little bit of the nose of this thing.
Good job. Someone killed the secondary targets on the way in there, so we can run tanks into the main part of this drive.
All right.
Usually there's a secondary group that runs up this road, but I'll be dead. So let's run the tanks from the east to the west. Although there are only 4, so if something pops up, it's going to be ugly.
Alright, well I'm gonna shut down, repair, and go smoke a blunt. I'll be right.
I didn't get my Christmas present, Roman. What the
I can't
fuck?
send it in the mail. I will go to jail, friend. Sorry.
It's just
It
a
can be
lie.
me.
It's a lie.
It can be delivered to the mail.
I
Depends on the
know.
state.
Put it in a bag or something. Tea.
Put it in a tea bag.
Put it inside a gun. No one will care.
I'll give you a tea bag and a Snickers bar. How about that?
No, like tea. Oh, Jesus. I'll send you a picture on how that's done. We used to do that the old days, but anyway.
Back in the days before they could have facial recognition software at the mail drop-off point.
No, buddies of mine used to send me opium from Afghanistan in Arabic tea. You know, they were like rectangular boxes, and they would send me opium from Afghanistan in these tea boxes, and it always got there. I never had a problem, and it was a beautiful thing because if you've ever had opium, like pure opium, it's not heroin. It's a really good. What do you call it? It's like a diuretic, but it rids your body of all the sugars that you have, and then you replace them with new sugar, and it makes you feel like refreshed. It's a natural thing. It's not like heroin.
I'll give it a hard pass.
No, you can. I understand the fear involved, but no, it's
not fear.
It was taught to me by some guys from Kurdistan, and it actually turned out to be something. Because opium, if you smoke opium from like a pure tar form, it's very therapeutic. It's not high. It doesn't get you high. It makes you very mellow, and it strips your body.
That's the Chinese how it works for them.
So it's kind of like shitty
Yeah,
cocaine,
exactly.
but good cocaine.
No, it's like the pure form of like coca leaves. If you chew coca leaves, it's completely different than snorting cocaine. It's
No, you mean like good cocaine versus shitty cocaine. So don't ask me how I know.
Good cold, bad cold.
right. No, wrong. Really wrong. There's no such thing. But anyway, I guess they could say the same thing about.
Who's in an F-16 diving?
It's me. I've got a missile out on me.
Wow.
I had two of them out on me. From the ship in the bay to the south. I saw it bitch launch too, both of them. I'm RTB, there's no need for
Alright,
captain.
Covaletti's clear.
I get for some cats.
Are you in spectators, JD?
Yeah, no, I'm in tactical commander. It looks to me like I can get the tanks in.
That's
I can't find anything else.
Yeah, I'm flying with you, and you just like start diving, and I'm like, huh.
Yeah, did you hear your roach didn't go off?
It was. I just didn't see the missile. I was following you.
Oh no, dude. I was looking south. I saw both of them. I was like, yep, nope, goodbye.
Nah, I was close enough to you, so your chaff and flare helped me out too.
Okay, that's good. I didn't even see you there behind me. Probably saw when I sneezed. And
I've got a bunch of friendly units.
Yeah, I saw that.
From east to west.
I thought you were waving your wings at me. I was like, huh, cool.
I sneezed.
I've updated the mission again, JDF. It's the Harrier. I've added 3 Harriers to the Tarawa.
It's not
Added
your fatal holding pattern.
Harrier.
Holding
I've set
pattern.
bullseye waypoints for the Pleiadians and the Harriers.
Alright, there are no more targets in the east.
JD, I'm gonna hop back in an A10 with more than enough GBUs to take care of that west side. Cleared out that top town pretty good.
Sam's tanks and Sam's, the tanks, and the Martyrs are all moving from east to west toward Batasi. Or Cobaletti. Cobaletti looks clear, except for the north of Cobaletti, which there are some tanks.
Oh my god.
There's a
By a tuning fork or a pitch thing.
What?
We're getting the singing in the background.
Oh, my daughter. Oh, sorry.
It's just like fingernails at a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Oh, she's wonderful. I mean, she's
true.
wonderful. I know.
Oh, we got red helis going to Bridge 4. Is that at
That's what
Copoletti?
happens when you have one of those blue. What are they called? Blue. Something.
Oh, what's
microphones.
Okay, traffic.
Red
Blue
Helis on
Yetis.
roof?
Yeah.
Blue Yetis. Yeah.
Yeah, those are really good. Okay, traffic. Potato lining up 09.
What's amazing is you can't hear the fan that's blowing on the back of the microphone, but you can hear everything in front of the microphone.
Altitude. Altitude.
Okay, traffic potato left hand base final 09.
So I could have more tanks, which I probably need for the counterattack. If you guys could attack all the stuff that has an orange marker,
Hey, where's
Yeah,
Bridge
give me-
4?
if you can see them.
Give me about half an hour. I'll be up in the air in altitude.
Half an hour. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna take long, man. I gotta set it up. I'm landing in my 16 right now. I'm gonna hop in the A10. Pokey traffic potato short final 09.
Wait, it said that there's some red helicopters headed to Bridge 4 for support. Where's Bridge 4?
Bridge 4. I have no idea.
Awesome. If you see helicopters, let me know. I'm in the area.
I don't see any helicopters.
Pokey traffic potato touchdown 09. Clearpoint. For JDM session A10. Stand by.
I see some surface air missiles over there.
A lot of SAMs don't fly low. JD, do you need 31 Bakers or do you need GBU 10s for the 1,000 pounder or the 2,000 pounders?
No, just 38s or what 12s or whatever will be.
You 10s or the 2,000 pounders?
No, we just need the like 5,000 pounders for armor.
Well, I'm gonna bring 12 GBU, no, 13 GBU 12s, but I'm trying to figure out my pylons 5 and 7 and 8. I can carry up to 2,000 pounds for those.
I bring CBU 97s. I wouldn't bring anything other than that because they have
So?
every one of those bombs can carry, well, or carry 105s, the BLU 105s. If you
Yeah.
need,
Well, the SAMs and stuff though, I got fucked up last time I went over there.
where?
To the, what was that, Copoletti?
Oh,
Right over Copoletti, got hit like 12 times.
I don't see anything over Copoletti, but that's
There's a Strela just southeast of the.
Yeah, at the cross runway, there's still some, but not many.
Yeah, I got eyes on a group of tanks.
It's tanks. If you look on the map for the circles, you want to kill tanks. So CBU 97.
Well, there's a Strela in one of the areas by one of the bridges.
Stay at like between 12 and 15,000 feet, and then you don't have to worry about those.
Roger that.
Each one of the CBU 97s you drop, or the BLU 105s, they're going to kill 5 or 6 targets.
Yeah, so I got a group of tanks that I got eyes on just east of Coboletti.
Whose eye is that? Death? No, that's not Death Clock.
Emo. F-16 flying around Coboletti. I'm circling the group.
Someone else. It's Warren. Warren, you're flying right over targets right now. And you're going to fly over them again. There's a group of tanks below you, 2 or 3 o'clock. Very low, like right underneath you.
JD, I've got a mixed load of 97s and 105.
Emo, I see you're south of targets. And at your 12 o'clock, you have a fucking SAM group, a bad SAM group.
Yeah, I'm loaded up air to air right now because
it's an SA-15. Yep.
Yeah, because there was some helicopters coming towards us, but I don't see them.
No, I don't see any helicopters on them. No. Look on your map. Find the orange circle targets. Those are the bad boys. Right now, I have tanks moving in. Fuck, that looks like I have 4 tanks moving in and a whole bunch of martyrs. They're all moving east to west right into Coboletti, so.
Alright, JD, I'm taking off. I've got a mixed load of 105s and 97s on the corresponding.
Emo's RTB for Katassi.
Let me know when you're airborne. You're 5 miles from base, and then we'll give you a target.
Roger that. I'm just loading my data cartridge. I'll be up in about 5 minutes.
Ray gun K50.
K50, I'm not getting spiked, but I'm in the...
Bulky traffic potato taxi 09.
There's no damn spike K50.
That's what I'm saying, I'm not getting a
K50 is raw, man, and...
Oh, okay, I was about to fuck...
Raw, man, you gotta stand to your 2 o'clock AAA Strela.
Looking for it.
Bearing 221 for half mile.
I can weasel it out.
You got 2 tanks at your 12 o'clock, less than a mile away. 188 for 1. Shit, 4 tanks.
Yep, bring it all.
Just get out. Get on the other side of the forest to your north.
Oh shit! What the heck?
Fuck, they shot you down.
Alright. Where's it at?
Alright guys, I can take, it looks like I can take Coboletti now.
Bulky traffic potato on ramp 09. Moving to the act.
But it is going to take a massive push.
Just a second, JB. See what I
Alley Bandit K50.
Altitude. Altitude.
Emo inbound for Seneki, runway 09.
Alright, I have lots of targets.
Altitude. Altitude.
You just flew right over them, Jonah.
Ninja, are you in comms?
Yes.
Did you call that you were on the active 27 for Sanat?
No, but never heard you call either.
I did, absolutely. 100%. Called I was on ramp and I was moving to the active.
My bad then.
All good. Learn it.
Ninja.
Runway incursion at Seneki, runway 09N.
Alright, I just put a target north of northeast of Kobuleti, and it's gotta be killed. It says kill it now. I'm gonna bring these tanks in, and I'm gonna die if nobody kills those targets.
It's not traffic around me. It's flight 810 taxi.
Emo inbound, 5 miles out, Seneki, runway 09. Straight in.
Taxi traffic, winter, direct to helo parking.
Now you're just gonna take the active after I said I'm inbound? Cool.
Sure.
Altitude.
At Sanaki,
Altitude.
there's a huge wreck on the 7.
Yeah, there's a big hole.
Big hole.
Oh, you're good, man. You can take off. I'll go around. Just careful. It's right in the center of the
Fast as
runway.
shit anyway. You're not gonna land there.
Well, I saw him going onto the runway, so I was like, screw it. So I geared up and prepped to go around. I know what I'm doing.
Okay. You're clear to land.
Emo Seneki base 5.
Jersey traffic into taxi runway 26.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
I want to post Malone circles. Wow. A 3-year-old.
There's traffic, need you to line up with 126.
I got tanks moving in. Oh, it's going to be ugly if we don't kill that. Kill it now. Set I put on the map.
Yeah, I'm loading up to air to ground right now. Some CBUs and
stop
LGB.
those tanks because it's going to be way too ugly if I don't stop them.
Senaki traffic Viper 162 taking runway 09 for takeoff.
Okay, I'm going to stop those tanks that are north of that. We have a group that's going to land into Kobuleti in 5 minutes, and that's going to start the counterattack, which will be bad if we don't have air-to-air and air-to-ground to defend. It's going to be a bunch of troops that come from the south. We're going to have like 8 Ka-50s and Mi-26s. They're going to run in from the south and kill everything that's on Kobuleti, so it's not going to be pretty. But I wanted you all to see what happens after you capture Kobuleti.
Copy.
A lot of the missions on Playground are based on coordinated attacks and capturing objectives and then defending them from counterattacks. This is one of the missions, and it's really ugly if you don't have the initial attack to kill all the Reds in the north, and then have enough defenses left over after you kill them to defend against the counterattack. Capture North is just like this.
Snacky traffic potato, one ship A10 taxi 09.
Right now we only have 4 tanks and 4 infantry fighting vehicles to defend against what's about to happen.
Refueling complete.
Snacky traffic potato, taking active 0.
Rearming complete.
I don't like this Post Malone. Nobody likes Post Malone. Only 3-year-olds.
Kutazi traffic, Boogeyman taxi to runway 08.
Taneki, emo, taxi into runway 27.
Saki traffic, Tato, wheels up, runway clear.
Katazi traffic, Boogeyman taking off from runway 08.
All right, we haven't captured Kobaletti, so something must be alive there. Because I have tanks on the runway.
Katasi traffic, winter, taking runway 08.
Request refueling.
I can't tell
Move
what.
them to the center of Kobaletti,
Request
so we'll see
rearming.
what happens.
Copy.
That moment you almost take off without his targeting pod.
Refueling complete.
All right, all the red circles you see, you have got to kill.
DB Potato, single ship A10, bunch of cluster bombs, request task.
Look at your F10, look for the orange circles, and head for those.
Affirm.
Hey, what are you doing? Rearming complete.
There must be reds alive at Kobaletti because I have tanks.
Emo taking off, runway 27, Taneki.
Altitude. Altitude.
Passing traffic square, taxiing to runway 08. Territory Squid taking off. Territory Squid taking off runway 08 eastbound departures.
Very good. You cleared a perfect path for another 4 tanks to get past. That's awesome.
Boogeyman Pickle ×4.
Those tanks on the road are red, right?
Do not know why we have not.
Let me check spectators.
Hey, Deathclock, I got 3 more JDAMs on those targets that you were just engaged.
Okay, I'm RTBs.
Altitude. Altitude.
Pickle times. Or maybe. There's a man pad in this little village.
Ah, there's some trucks in the sand just south of here.
Like in that little area.
Yeah, little area south.
There's got one of the man
I've been
pads.
trying to get those things to move south. I'll get in. Dead aircraft and shit here. That's
Pickle times 2.
Altitude. Altitude. Cat flare.
Didn't even be advised I have to eject. I just got hit by a man pad.
Yeah.
Sounds like the calmest ejection ever.
Right.
Oh, it was. I don't even know where it came from.
It's in this little village where the tanks are.
Shit. I mean, I killed one of them. Gunned one of them. Alright, time to respawn.
Altitude. Altitude.
I got eyes on him.
Cap flare. Pull up.
Alright, there you go. There's the letting.
Pull up.
Yeah, I got the main pin.
Thank you.
Alright guys, we need anti-helicopter and anti-ground.
AA-10 down there at like ground level. You see those 3 tanks? Up to the left where that one fireball is in the road.
Slacky traffic potatoes, should be 10 on active,
Somebody who doesn't have their IFF on.
Potato traffic in drone finals, runway 08.
Yeah, Jonak, you don't have your, well, you're at least not in mode 6.
There you go, sorry about that. Potato traffic ninja going around, turn on the runway.
Cold key traffic potato wheels up runway.
Are you sure you're not Katese?
No, I just took off from Sanake. Cold key.
Cheers in traffic, enjoy short finals, runway 08.
Found some helos.
There's an enemy column of armor moving north, just south of Kabul.
Ray gun.
Put a mark where one of the convoys is.
Where I'm at.
It's marked. Missile launch.
Fox 2.
Missile out again.
Yeah, that's an
Flash bomb.
tanks.
Oh shit, I went over the column.
Orange mark on the map for that column between the left. Here's that point.
Pickle. Missiles in.
Fast flare.
Squid Fox 3.
Flying all over the airport.
Fast flare.
Fox 2.
Low.
Splash.
Oh, good kill. What the fuck was that? What is that? What's a MiG-27K? I don't even know. Death Clock, did you see what that is? What was it?
It's, I don't know, some kind of MiG.
Was it an aircraft or a helicopter?
Aircraft.
Whoa.
Looked kind of like a flogger.
Alright, I got multiple helicopters inbound. Squid.
Squid,
if... Alright, Squid, you're in chat. I got 7-0 for 4 miles. Angels 300 feet. Behind that, you're 4 o'clock. 100 for 4 miles. Angels 400 feet. Helicopters. So adjust accordingly. Oh, you got them on Death Clock. They're right in front of you, man. Oh fuck.
That gun sight is horrible.
All right, A-10A Viper.
Go ahead, I saw those armaments moving on the road.
All right, yeah. Forget your armor. Look for 244, 3 miles. They're 200 feet off the ground. There's 2 helicopters there. Gun them with your fucking gun. Just go in there and nail those.
I just got hit with something. Left engine now.
Yeah, they're man-pad salt
Yeah,
all over the
columns.
place.
Man
I got
paths
one
and
of them.
columns.
I got one of them. They're in the rear of every column.
I'm out.
I might have to jump in a tank and defend and these. Oh, jeez, it's you again. We're waiting for Mama to come home, and you keep coming to the goddamn door.
Ray gun?
My 20-year-old coming home and waiting for his mother. All right, they've dispersed into the tree. Looks like they've stopped. Should be a bunch of infantry. I don't see them. All right, reset my orange circles here. Oh, that was a good shot, dude. You killed one. So keep focusing on that group. There's 3 more.
I got one more LGB left. What do you got for?
Dude, I got like 30 tanks coming on the south side of Kobuleti, and I'm gonna set an intercept point.
Boogeyman's only got one more laser guided bomb.
There's a Ka 50
You've
there.
got a 30 mil. Yeah, there's a couple Ka 50s there. There's a K-50 south. There's a K-50 southwest, or an Mi-28 southwest. I'm gonna try to bring in some anti-air, but
I got 2 heaters. Where they at?
In a rifle ×2.
Southeast. There's an Mi-28 directly south of Kobuleti. There's an K-50.
Splash 2, JD, splash 2. 1 left on that east side of Kobuleti.
Confirm. That is one. Yeah, there's 1 tank left. You can leave him. My tank's gonna take care of the rest. Head south to the next orange circle.
Affirm, I've got 2 65 Deltas. I've got 4 CB-105s.
All right, your CV-105 should be focused on the south of the airfield. There's a group in the tree line south, just east of my circle. There's also a KA-50 that is in the middle. It's at your 3 o'clock right now at 186 feet. He's at your 5 o'clock now.
Roger, I'm gonna go
I think I got eyes on the KA-50.
Switching air to air.
It's at your 6 o'clock at 200 feet.
Boogeyman, Fox 2 and KA-50.
Affirm, going back
That
to
one's
map.
at your 12 o'clock. There's one right at your 12 o'clock. That's an Mi-26. Mi-28. Who's Fox 2? Let's see that.
I think my Fox 2 missed.
Altitude. Altitude.
A-10C, that would be Potato.
Affirm, send it.
1 o'clock.
Visual, standby.
Ray gun.
5 miles. You see
Fox
that.
2, Potato, Fox 2.
Good shot.
Potato
Good
splash.
kill. Good kill.
Standby.
Buddy Spike 16.
What's your Angels? Angels 5?
Squid. 9 o'clock.
Yeah, Angels 5 and climbing to 6.
Got it.
Good kill, good kill. Picture's clean for air to air.
JD, I'm gonna need help finding those targets to the south of Kobuleti.
Alright, look at my orange circle. Aim east.
Oh, visual.
A group of trees.
By the road, roger.
Next orange circle, right on the group. That group is all around there, okay?
Most of the targets are southeast.
I've got a helicopter feet wet. Mi-28. It is southwest.
I see.
Fox 2.
Cobletti, feet wet. Good shot. Miss.
Fox 2.
Good shot. Good kill. Dead target.
Altitude.
Boogeyman is RTB for rearm refuel.
Alright, I have soldiers just south of the airfield.
Right.
Not much of a danger here, but a lot of
Potato
soldiers,
rifle.
infantry.
JD, be advised I'm hit, but I'm still operational.
Bingo.
Emo's RTB.
Hey, I have a group coming from the northwest. Intercept marked on the map. They're just underneath Boogeyman right now.
JD, I'm RTB, right engine fail.
RTB, I have their tanks. Looks like 4 tanks. And Strela on the north road, just northwest of Cobletti on the north road, the first north road of
Boogeyman's
Cobletti.
got eyes on. I'm gonna try and do a gun run.
Yeah, just hit 1 and we're good.
Seneki, Emo inbound, runway 27. 16 miles out.
64. Alright, set the 864s on those guys in the north.
Policy traffic potato inbound, Mayday, right engine fail. Correction, it's Sanaki traffic.
Yeah, Sanaki, and you're cleared for landing. Sanaki, clear the traffic. Ninja,
Yeah.
take off ASAP.
Yeah. I'm clearing the runway after it's already coming, so I'm turning around.
Take the taxi with you, right?
I've got no electronics. I've got my right engine on idle. My left engine's okay. I'll be okay.
Runway clear.
Alright, I'm gonna dump everything else I've got. Stores eject.
Alright, you're set to land runway 27. Turn heading
27, 8
turn heading 26.
firm. Be advised, just jettison all my stores, all my chaff and players. Inbound. Fuel stay 6.8. Right engine is standby.
Turn heading 14 for 5, and then straight into 6.
1
Yeah,
4.
be aware wreckage middle of the runway.
Roger.
The wrong side.
Lace hot on
Sorry, I had to check
armor
something.
column from the north. Code 1776.
Yeah, that enemy armor column is still moving from the north.
Yeah, I don't have any stores, but I've got a lace hot on them. Anybody can search. Easy pickup.
Okay, man, have you landed at Sanaki yet?
No, I'm still inbound.
Okay. How far out are you?
About 10 miles.
Copy that.
Sanaki, traffic be advised.
If you need to land.
Mayday, emergency landing.
Nah, you're good, man. I'm literally 12 miles out.
Be right back, guys. I got moving home.
In that case, I could have took off. Right.
I've never had to pull my fire levers in my A10 before. It worked. Pretty interesting.
So no traffic, then you're taking off runway 09.
Sanaki traffic potato, long final 09. Ninja, you should be rolling by the time I touch down. You'd be.
Yeah, I'm off. Track I went apeshit when I for runway.
Okay. I've got no everything except for an engine. Hydraulics worked for the gear, same for the flaps. For the fire, my right engine I just extinguished.
Sanaki traffic Viper 162 holding short on A ramp from runway 09.
Sanaki traffic, boogeyman inbound, runway 09. Eight miles out.
Petty check is squid inbound runway 08, 15 miles out.
I have no brakes. This is interesting. I lost all hydraulic.
You brake for a reason.
Yeah, I just pushed.
You're supposed to pull it.
Pull it, yeah. Didn't work.
That's why they have arrested landing and stuff on runway.
Sanaki Koki traffic potato, touchdown, runway.
Sanaki traffic, boogeyman 5 miles out.
Boogeyman, I'm holding short. Go ahead and land.
Thank you, sir.
JD still here?
I think you stepped away for a second.
Roger. Be happy to know I made it alive. Alright, round 2, let's go.
One tip for the A10, we have an engine out. You can try to motor the affected engine. That might give you some hydraulics back. To get the motor spinning so you can get the hydraulic pump going.
I tried to air start it, but the actual turbofan itself was dead. The whole engine in real life would have not been attached to my airplane. It took a Strela straight to the.
Boogeyman on final.
It was also on fire for a good part of 2 minutes.
Didn't notice the large annoying beeping and a big flashy light in front of your dash?
Yeah, and it says pull fire, pull, what's it called? Right engine fire, pull extinguisher.
Yeah, but you don't always deal with that first.
Nah, that happened mid-flight. That happened after the second one hit.
I'm just saying you get distracted trying to fight the fire and crash into the ground, so I'd say.
Yeah, nah, it was. I had no. It was tough doing it, man. It was great. I never had a situation like that. First time.
Snacky traffic, be advised, there is debris in the middle of the...
Deathbach, there's 2 more MBTs left in that group you were cluster.
Roger.
Snacky traffic, Viper 162, we're rolling for takeoff, runway 09.
Boogeyman's clear the runway.
There's a T-72 click to the east. Oh, never mind. A-firm, there's a red T-72, about half a click to the east of Kobletti.
Pads, man. Holy shit.
When I first logged in, I'm like, holy crap, why are you pushing that attack if you haven't cleared all that stuff to the north yet?
JD wanted us to see, I guess, what the counterattack was. So we like cleared a path for like the main force to take the runway, and then they didn't like that very much.
Okay, you guys did good. There's only a few that we have to worry about.
JD had landed.
Seneki Emo in the break overhead.
Cocky traffic squared on. Cocky traffic squared on final runway 08.
Man, what's with all these crashed A10s?
Communication on the road.
Yeah, on the runway, taxiway.
The one that's on the taxiway is me. For some weird reason, my steering locked up and I just overcorrected and rolled it.
Ah, no worries.
Oh, so we're taking it back, it looks like?
Well, we've taken it back. It's ours.
Oh, apparently they were counterattacking.
Yeah, we killed the counterattack.
Seneki Emo base 5.
Just put up a
Snacky traffic.
warning sign they got to attack that.
Yeah, there's one tank, the T-72 that's north. The rest are pretty much done. So it was actually an excellent defense of the counterattack. You guys nailed everything we put on.
JD, that Abrams column to the left is gonna meet some pretty nasty shit if we don't take them.
We'll stop them.
Snacky traffic potato, one ship A10, holding short 09.
They're gonna get their ass kicked anyway. So they always do. That group right there just cannot take. You know, 4 Abrams take on 1 T-72 and they're just all gonna die. So I stopped them over there. But it looks like there's only pretty much one tank and one group for Kobletti.
Look at a whole load of cool stuff. Where do you need it?
You guys wrecked all those ground troops there too. Wow, that's amazing.
Altitude, 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 altitude.
Snacky traffic pit, potato taken active 09.
It's like 1 T-72. I'll give you the coordinates here on the map. Restricted tree line here. We're gonna have to south to north attack that. And it's north-northwest of
Daddy.
Yeah, her mom just came home and she's like all happy now. But her mom disappeared as usual.
Snack Chap Potato rolling 29. Correction
Active
09. Thank you. Beautiful landing 16.
Thank you, thank you. I try.
Really, the orange circle northwest of Coletti is all that has to be killed in order for us to capture this place. Well, it's already captured.
Saki traffic. Potato wheels up, runway clear.
And then Batumi and all the ships south.
Alright, JD, you want me to kill tanks? Is that what you're asking?
Just one, so that your best attack is south to north. If you just make a U-turn just south of Cobaleti and head north-northwest to the orange. You know, right in the tree line.
Request rearming.
Roger.
Copy.
And we still have tons of blue forces that could move south, but we haven't moved them yet.
Alright, I'm looking for the the T-72 just north of or northwest of Cobaleti. You were out.
Kutasi traffic, winter, long final, direct to Hilo parking.
Taxi traffic on off the runway.
Magnum.
Refueling complete. Rearming complete.
That was a good mission, guys. Kinda. I mean, there's a lot of reds left, but we captured Cobaleti and killed the and there was no mission crashes, so that's always a good thing.
Roger. I see that tank is already taken out. You have any other further tasking,
Yeah,
or is it free reign?
somebody
on
killed
any-
it. Yeah, free reign.
That target's to the west at the end of the runway.
Yeah, there's west, northwest. I stopped the tanks on the coast because I didn't want them to get their ass kicked by those guys. I'll put a marker on the map, but those guys are nasty. If you bring tanks into that area, they usually get mangled.
So wait, there's no more targets left?
There's loads west of the runway.
Nothing that's crazy important though for Coboletti.
Cool.
Maverick, what's up?
Not much. I'm just kind of stunned. There's like 3 times as many people in here as there is in training for once.
I know, right? Tonight's a good night.
Double-A traffic, Mike 162 on the ground. Be advised, Double-A traffic, there is debris in the middle of the runway, so go left or right.
So what's the mission?
It's capture Coboletti and capture Batumi. We're down in the south.
Traffic, Jonak on final 08.
Sneki Emo taking runway 27.
Altitude, altitude, altitude.
Sanaki traffic, boogeyman taking off from runway 09.
Looks like somebody's crash landed. Coboletti.
I'm still alive, though.
How did you manage that?
I just got lucky. If anything, I'm gonna try and get repaired, and then I'll see you around.
I was actually really good for killing as few enemies on the outside of the circle that we had to. It looks like a lot of ships got killed too. Usually that counterattack, the helicopters in the counterattack just wreck shit.
Not when you got an A10.
Oh, that's true though. A10s can do a lot of damage. Lower your removal target.
It's my first aim shot anything in the A10 first air. I got to kill the gal, but training server.
What's that? That's left or right. Hold down right. It's the right button on the stick. You hold it down and it goes air to air.
Yeah, you hold your weapons. Like I forgot what it's called, but like your master mode. Yeah, you hold your master mode.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was in my third GR mission, and I'm in F-18 right after it was released. When I fire AIM-9, and I hit the A-10.
Lady traffic.
Going after one of our
one-way 08.
Going after one of our airports or SAM defenses or something, and it's launching Mavericks at our shit, and I find it, I get it on radar, I lock it, and I fire. I'm like, ooh, AIM-9M, he's dead. Well, it hit him, and he just like, fuck you. And I was going so fast that I flew right over him, and I pulled left, and he fired an AIM-9 at me, killed me dead.
It's not key traffic route man on final for 0.
Never assume an A10 is dead.
Never assume. That's when I learned fire 2. Always fire 2. Fire 2 aims at an A10, and then that'll make sure he can't like do anything to counterattack you when you pass him overhead going so fast. Because I was like at 500 knots or more.
I've had 3 kills in an A10 by being overshot.
I hit him, flew right over his head, and turned left to evade. Got my ass killed by an AIM-9. There's something about being a tank versus I don't know, something. It was like, you know, like an F-22 with all those systems and all that shit.
And you get outmaneuvered.
Shrapnel hurts me more than it hurts the A-10, that's for sure.
Oh man, I think it took 6 SAMs before the wing finally popped off this thing. Pretty
You're
good.
not supposed to take SAMs.
Oh, the SAMs took me.
Well, the thing about an A-10 is you can usually stay at about 500 feet and not even worry about anything except ground fire. And the ground fire, you know, it bounces or puts little holes. But with an A-10 in this game, it's the IR missiles that shoot you.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, they shouldn't be able to shoot you because the way the A-10 is designed, the engines are above and back behind the wings, so a frontal shot is pretty much null. You can't see the heat off the engines. And then from the rear, you have the back tail that deflects the heat. So it's really hard to shoot an A-10 with an infrared. Usually you get shot by AAA. No, it's not impossible. But plus, they're not afterburning engines. They're GE, like normal thrust. So it's not even a lot of heat that comes off. Well, it's a lot of heat, but it's not compared to other engines. It's not a lot of heat.
They're
and
turbo
then they're up high.
Yeah, I think it's something like 60%. Yeah, 60% of the thrust is bypass.
Yeah, so the heat's like everywhere. It's just not that hot, so they're very difficult for that. But for AAA, you know, yeah, you can do a lot of damage. You're not going to kill the pilot because he's in titanium. But, you know, I've seen those things come home with like nothing, no rubber, no wings, no nothing, and they still fly home, which is amazing. I'd love to see an Su-25 that has to go through the same thing and see what happens. I hear they're pretty rugged too. But the issue is that the heat seekers are modeled. They're just modeled. They're not modeled against like aircraft. They're just modeled to do what they do. And I don't think they're any easier or any harder to hit in A10 than any other aircraft in the game. In that simulation, sorry. That was actually a good mission.
It's still going on.
Yeah, there's lots to kill. If you want to take Batumi, you can. Just you can't see what's at Batumi. That's fog of war.
Lots of man pads.
Lots of shit down there still. Maybe ships.
Is this one of yours, JD?
No, this is shifties. They're all shifties. I don't do missions.
Oh, I was thinking of Moose, who likes to put lots of man pads in.
So does Shifty. I'm building one now, but it's because I'm so shit at it. It's going to take me a long time. I've always wanted to do a mission where I saw him last week, but I've always wanted to build a mission where you started with a map and then you beat objectives and it changed to a new map, and then you beat those objectives and it changed to a new map. And that way you'd have good frame rates, and then you'd be able to take off from airfields that you've already captured with new resources and then capture the ones above that kind of thing, without having a database server that has to feed all the information.
Mark check.
Check.
I
don't hear you at all.
Rifle.
Do you mind if I join?
No, come on in.
No, Baker, you're not allowed.
Oh,
you gotta get in line.
I'm in an A10C loading.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun here.
Mavericks and CPU 105. What are the targets this point?
Yes, sir.
Are there any other weapons for the A10C?
I use the GBU12.
Can it carry anything else?
What do you want me to
Link with the GBU12.
I've had the A10C for like 2 years and I've never launched a laser guided weapon off of it. Maybe a AGM 65. No, there's no laser guided.
No, not on the A10.
Maverick, no. So, no, I've never.
Not in the DCS one. No.
Nope. Never. I mean, laser guided bombs are not my thing. I don't even know how to do it, even in F-18. I could probably figure it out, but
it's really not hard. It's just getting all the steps down. That's it.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of the GPS guided stuff.
Yeah, but those have their limitations.
A10C, I do launch the GBUs, the JDAMs. A10, but mostly the 105s and the 65Ds.
Big fan of the H's.
The H's, I always had a hard time getting the seeker heads to lock. So,
did you try handoffs from the TGP?
Taught me how to, yeah, Rawman taught me how to do the lofts like that. What do they call them? They're
correlation.
Force correlation, yeah. And it took me the longest time to learn how to do that.
Yeah. Need high contrast.
I mean, certainly when you're...
It was hard for me to learn.
Really?
But you aim a little bit in front and then lock your target and then force correlate and launch them off, and they work.
Yeah, use the TGP.
Gives you that extra 5 miles that you need.
Yeah, use the TGP pod, find your target. Once you find your
It's alright
target,
if it's not moving.
Yeah, if it's not moving, yeah. For like bunkers and stuff.
Oh, look, someone did an Obi.
Golgi traffic, back detection to runway 09.
Ariana got home and she said, "Are you drunk?" And I said, "No, I don't think so." And then I looked at the bottle of Irish whiskey that I got at about 3 o'clock this afternoon. I might be a little. It's like it's got like a third of the bottle left, maybe less, maybe 25%.
You get in a groove. You get in a groove, man. It goes down.
Well, yeah, I just poured a glass and I was like, that bottle's almost empty.
Who's been drinking my whiskey?
Gun on the A10 is just the most hilariously fun thing to use.
Oh yeah, as long as you don't get too low.
What's funny is that I used to think the GAU 8A was like the baddest gun ever, and then I hear about all these Russian cannons on their aircraft, and even the MiG-15 used a 30 mil, didn't it? Like a 20 mil or 30 something.
Yeah, but they're low velocity.
37 mil, low velocity, short barrel.
37 mil. Okay.
Still designed to kill B-17s.
But goddamn, you hit something with that! Oh my god.
B-29s.
Yeah, B-29s.
My grandfather shot down a couple of MiGs. He's a tail gunner in a B-29 BDA.
Altitude.
I didn't know that
you must have some good conversations with him.
Unfortunately, he passed away before I was born. Cancer. He used to warm his hands on the radar screens and shit, all that gamma radiation.
Well, so my grandfather was in Korea and he flew in a PBY, and he told me stories. He was alive, and he told me stories of all the stuff he used to do. He sailed around the world, and it was amazing, man.
That's incredible.
Oh, this is like an A10 playground right now.
My grandfather was an anti-aircraft gunner in the Navy in World War II.
In World War II. Yep. Was old when you talked to him.
Top of his class.
Because you're an old man. Well, I'm 51 and my grandfather was in Korea. So, well, when I talked to him, he was...
Well, he was a really young man.
Died 93. He must have been.
Signed up as soon.
Flew Corsairs in World War.
Any aircraft gunner on Corvettes. And then he was in Japan for the cleanup of Hiroshima.
Okay, we're on the clear.
Is that where they sent the Aussies?
And that's why most of his life he had skin cancers cut out of his arms. And
yeah, so did my stepfather had that too. Because he worked on the Atomic Annie and the Nike Hercules. They didn't let him go to Vietnam because of that.
My dad was in the occupational army of Japan. Uncles.
Really?
Two of them were tail gunners in B-24s. One of them shot down 3 times.
Yo, like this. My grandfather before Korea joined the Air Force 16. Same thing. Occupation Force Japan. That's where he trained in B-29s. He married my grandmother there. I'm a quarter Japanese.
Sniper traffic Maverick taking off 09.
He, my grandfather, he was a surveyor by trade, and they got him out in our hydrographic ship surveying the reefs so they could, MacArthur's forces could transit through the reefs to the north of Australia at high speed, whereas the Japanese. So they had him out in this boat, and he was telling us that, you know, he'd be out in the water with a stick, you know, measuring the depths, and because they didn't have any sonar stuff, they didn't want to give away their position anyway, and crocodiles were swimming around.
No way.
So anyway, they put him out there, and they gave him like half a boat full of supplies, and him and another guy, and a couple of rifles each, and said, right, you know, spend a couple of days surveying this reef. So they did that, and then they were supposed to come back in a patrol boat and pick them up, and they forgot about them. And so they spent 2 weeks on this island, this tidal island, and they rigged up a hammock between some trees high enough off the ground that the crocodiles wouldn't eat them, and they killed crocodiles with their rifles for food. 2 weeks later, the Navy rolled up and said, "Oh, sorry about that." So the reefs.
It's something only human beings would do.
So, well, you know, Australians are very, you know, should we write? It's, you know, whatever.
They're just human,
anyway,
like the rest of us.
They told them when they found these reefs and they surveyed them to name them after, you know, famous admirals and stuff from the Navy. And they said after that they said screw this, and they named 2 of the reefs after themselves, and they're still there today. You can still look them up on Google.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Not at the moment.
I'm sure someone sat there going, "Who's this famous General J's or Admiral J?" He was an able seaman.
The reason I got into Scotch was because of my grandfather. We used to sit around and drink Glenlivet Scotch. He would tell me all the stories about flying in Korea in his PBY and what they did and how they, you know, rescued sailors and shot down Japanese. He went on to sail the world in a 28-foot boat that he bought and sailed around the world with his wife. And these were amazing stories from men that live lives that we will never be able to understand, which is kind of really cool. He died 92 or 94 years old, something like that. He was a professor and just a whole different generation.
Incredible.
Yeah, I feel bad that my grandpa never really talked about it. He was only a PFC in Europe, but you know, he stormed a couple. He stormed a couple of. We didn't find this out until much later, a couple years before he died. Actually, his captain had actually passed away, and years before. But his family was finally going through all his stuff, and they found several commendations and promotions, commendations that he had written that were never filed.
Altitude.
And my grandpa ended up getting a Bronze Star because he and his captain had stormed several pillboxes. And like I said, he never talked about it. He ended up getting wounded in the war and had to be sent back. Major surgery to his face.
That's really what I enjoyed about it was not even my grandfather, it was my stepfather's father. And I enjoyed the conversations we had because we sat down and he would be 1, 2 in the morning, everybody else was asleep, and it was the Scotch. He said he would get a bottle of Glenlivet Scotch and we would sit down together, and I was 19, 20 at the time, and we'd sit down and drink until 4 or 5 in the morning, and he would tell me these stories of his life. And to me, this was like Jumanji shit. It was like I'd never heard of it ever. And he would tell me the stories of, you know, orcas off the bow of his boat that were as long as his boat, and when he would be shooting down the Japanese fighters in a PBY, which was it's Catalina, and in Korea, and just crazy shit that would, I couldn't believe it happened, but just things that you remember that these guys actually had to live with this kind of shit. We would think of these things nowadays as something we would never be able to accomplish because we're not man enough to do them.
Speak for yourself, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Speak for yourself.
Yeah, you think that until it actually happens to you, but
Heavy traffic, straight long final runway 08.
Well, I didn't join the Air Force for the free food.
Tanaki traffic back for 162, taking off runway 09.
Tanaki traffic, be advised, Mayday, potato inbound 09.
I joined for the
fuel engine
rank that he gave me.
For the what?
The free E3 rank for ROTC they gave me.
Didn't have anything like that here.
Actually, I had 2 of those free E3s from, no, actually, 3 different free E3s before I joined. One for an Eagle Scout, one for the JROTC, and one for the job I picked up.
They still have that program running on.
Yeah, I went into the Marines, even though I was in Air
Altitude.
Snacky trap potato on approach 09.
No one wants to join the Marines.
No, I what do you call it? I don't know the word for the, what did they call that? They couldn't find a way out for me, so they I was basically ejected, but it was called I can't remember what it was called.
Admin SEP?
Shit game.
Yeah, I was, but I was I can't remember what they called it, but I went to the colonel and said I smoked PCP, so I can't be admitted. And he said I was dishonorably discharged after I was accepted into the Marine Corps, and because I couldn't join the Marine Corps after the whole thing I'd been through during the MEPS and the whole thing. I got a letter that said you're no longer obligated to join the Marine Corps.
Altitude.
Thank fucking God.
It was most definitely.
That's all I could say. Well, that's what I said after I told you the story, didn't I, Rawman? Yeah, it was. That was the reason. I sat in that room and I listened to that guy and I said, "There's no fucking way I can do this." I said, "Well, yeah, I told you the truth, but I did PCP about 3 weeks before I got here." And he was like, "What?" But I literally looked at the guy in the face and I said, "Don't you get tired of asking these punk kids the same questions day after day after day sitting in this room?" And he looked at me and he smiled and his teeth were fucking bright, like white against his black, I mean black skin in his dress blues. And he said, "Yeah, I really do." And I said, "I'm fucking out of here." So I didn't say that out loud, but when I
times 4.
Oh, it was, dude, this dude was, he was, the guy was black as night in Marine Corps dress blues. He was a beautiful man. It was picture for an advertisement, really. I mean, this guy was just straight up sitting in a 6x6 room, paneled in 1970s room paneling that you look at the walls, you know what I'm saying? The like 1970s room paneled, walls.
These walls saw people go off to Vietnam kind of walls.
Yeah, not a window in the middle of the MEP station in San Diego. And I looked around me and I looked at this guy, and he was like the picturesque, most beautiful Marine you could see in your life. And he was straight, sober, calm, collected, cool, beautiful Marine in dress blues, asking me every single question that he had asked, that they had asked me since I entered since I got there. Just one question after another, after another, after another, like 100 questions they had already asked me. And he was there to do nothing but ask me the questions they had already asked me before, but rapidly in succession, so that I could skip up and break one of those. And I answered every question he asked. And then when I was done, I looked at him in the face and I said, "Can I ask you a question?" And he said, "Sure, go ahead." And I said, "Don't you get sick of asking the same punk kids the same questions day after day after day after day?" And he looked at me and he smiled, and his teeth were white, like so white. In contrast to the darkest black skin of a man you've ever seen, his teeth were bright white in these dress blues. And he said, "Yeah, I do." And I said, I got to tell you something. I lied. I smoked PCP 3 weeks ago. And then they swore me in as a Marine, and they sent me up to the colonel's office, and they said, an hour and a half I spent up there. And he said, "I can't waiver you. We have to let you go." And I said, "Thank you very much. Have a nice day." And 6 months later, 8 months later, I got a letter from the Marine Corps that said, "You are dishonored, or you're honorably discharged. You have no more whatever for the Marine Corps. You have no more duty toward the Marine Corps after I graduated." And that was it for me. I never had to go to Grenada. I didn't have to go to Desert Storm, Desert Shield, Grenada, or any of the other conflicts we had. And that was my story. But I pictured myself scraping the fucking barnacles off a boat because I fucked the admiral's daughter or did whatever I shouldn't have done. And I basically got lucky because my buddies in high school said, "We're gonna go join the Marine Corps," and they did, and a lot of them died because they were infantry, and it was not pretty.
Tell the story.
That was the truth. I went to the MEP station in San Diego,
overhead, bro.
California.
Yeah, the MEP station now is a big white building, multi-story, big white building, nice and modern.
It was
So did you just tell them you smoked PCP, or did you actually do it?
No, I had, but I told them that I did. But when I actually went through the questioning, I told them it was a pill, and Oh, my daughter's crazy.
Altitude. Altitude. Bingo. Bingo. Cat flare. Cat flare. Cat flare. Cat flare. Cat flare. Cat flare. Cat flare.
Be right back.
Well, that was interesting. I emergency landed and accidentally left my jettison all for my countermeasures on, and the moment it all reloaded, it all let go again.
Fun.
That's the wrong button. Don't.
No.
Switch up. Yeah.
I had to use it, but I forgot to put it back down. But after I landed, I forgot to put it back down.
Mommy, you want to be...
Thought I was getting shot at. I was like, what the fuck is this noise?
Spike SU-29. MiG-29.
Copy that. They're out here by me over the water.
It's not your traffic ground minimum final for 0.
Kutaisi traffic winter on short final runway 08.
Heavy traffic squid on short runway 08. And for frame of reference, you're not on short final.
Say again.
Whereas Carolina Catesi called short final when he was like 5 miles away. That's not a short final.
You're only saying that because it's not a short final because he's in a Harrier and he's hovering there. So it seems very long.
If he actually was short final, he'll be at a dead stop by now, not still getting close to the runway.
I was just kidding because he's in a Harrier. And he's practically hovering down.
Emerson hot on a group of IFVs.
Mission you guys playing?
Capture Coboletti.
Oh, nice.
I was gonna say the kind where you blow shit up, but you know. I mean, we practically captured it already.
CDU out.
Coming in.
Out. Off to the east. This is going to be good.
Tasty traffic, runway clear.
Have a good night.
City traffic is clear, taking off runway 08 westbound departure.
Don't want to be in that group of trees. I call that successful.
Trying to think of what plane to take. Jeez.
Take an F5.
Where am I going to use that? I really don't know enough about it, I don't think, yet. Play in combat.
I will say, once you get into the dogfight, it's not bad. However, getting into the dogfight against modern fighters is virtually impossible.
Yeah, my second or third.
Slovakia traffic, I'm taking off from Ryzen 09.